Today I have Vidur with me, and Vidur and I work together on the March Momentum program. And Vidur has been able to secure not just one but two offers. So we'll go and hear from Vidur. Vidur, you applied to a lot of jobs with no response before we connected. What was going through your head at that point?
Okay. So I basically started my job hunt focusing starting in December because I graduated in January.
Hmm.
So I applied to a lot of jobs, but I did not get any response. Mostly rejections, nothing more than that. So in mid-February, I realized that I lacked an insight of what's going on in the market, and I needed proper guidance of actually what the interviewer is thinking and what they want to see in a candidate when they're hiring
Hmm.
for a role. So that was basically my thought process from December till almost February mid till end. And that's when I connected with you to get that
And
guide.
how many jobs you would have applied roughly in that period from December till the time we connected?
About 150-ish.
And no interview
Then
calls,
I don't.
or did you get some interview calls?
I did not get any interview calls.
And now you have
I
two
yeah,
offers.
yep.
Okay, that's great. We realized during the program that we were targeting a wrong role, maybe, and we
Yep.
corrected it and pivoted to a plan B. So, how did that land out for you when we figured that out? Uh, how did it make you feel about your job search as well?
Okay, so I did start off by applying to data analyst jobs. So that's a role that I haven't done directly in my past. I don't have direct experience in it, but I had done some projects in my master's,
Hmm.
and I wanted to do something related to data and analytics. So I started applying for those jobs, and then when I started the program, I also started getting a few calls. One of them I went through the entire process and I reached the end as well. That was AXA, but I was not able to get that job at the end. And then that's when I realized that because I do lack some experience in that field, that's what was actually holding me back. So I realized to pivot towards marketing because that was a role which I had experience and I was quite good at. So that's when I switched to marketing.
So, you decided to leverage your past experience and stay put with it rather than trying something new because you tried it and it didn't land well. So you thought maybe I'll stick with what I know and I
Yep,
feel confident about. So
yep,
that was a great call, I would say. And you mentioned AXA. I remember you prepared extensively for the interview. You spent hours preparing for every round, every situation, who is interviewing us, researching about their profile and everything. And
yep.
at the end, when we didn't get selected, it was very disappointing. But what kept you going after that?
So the first thing that I did after I actually got rejected was I started applying to more jobs right after that. So I had the confidence of giving an interview here. So that was my
Yeah.
first interview in England. So I actually got to know how it goes and what they are looking for. How so basically it was a good experience. So I realized yes, it is possible. It's not completely impossible. So I just needed to pivot and work on what my I'm strongest as at in terms of skills, and then find a job towards that, and then grow more skills while in that process.
So you didn't give up. You thought this is just the first interview. There are many more interviews to come, and you just
Yeah,
continued. So that's a great approach and great mindset, I would say. Usually people get dejected and they stop their job search for a while,
yeah.
but you didn't do that. So kudos to you for that. And
Thank you.
whether you didn't even have your graduate visa when you got your first offer, what would you
Yeah.
say to someone who is waiting to start their job search?
It is possible, and I would say work on your skills. There are all the resources available in the world. We live in an age which very easily accessible to anyone who wants to do it. So grow your skills. Try to be the person that finds a solution to the problem. Remember, you are competing at a higher scale because the job market is tough. So if you have a skill which is not there in the market, then definitely you will land up a job and then also be, grow career-wise. So
Nice.
focus on skill buildings and just start doing.
Awesome, awesome. And now you have two offers in the hand, one
Yeah,
growth marketing and one performance marketing. Walk me
yeah.
through how that felt when these offers came in.
Oh, it was amazing. The first interview that I gave, because I had been working on my skills and everything. So in my final interview, they said that, one of them said that it was very clear and we don't have any questions. So I kind of knew that, yeah, I most likely will get that job. So that confidence that gives you, that it's not entirely impossible if you work on it and just not give up. And then when I got the second one, which was just today, I just shared it with you as well. It was amazing as well. Another good company, D2C, an alcohol-free beer, interesting domain as well. So exciting the future ahead.
Awesome. So you've got one offer with agency which you've joined, and now you've got
Yeah,
another offer with a brand which you're thinking about, which is great.
yeah.
So beyond the job offers, how do you feel now compared to when we first connected?
A lot more confident, I would say, because I now understand what the market is, what they want from the people, from the professions who are in that ecosystem. So I feel quite confident now, more than I was 8 weeks ago.
Awesome. And what would you say to someone who has been struggling for months and is wondering whether to get help?
Yes. Do try to get help, because what happens is if we like just shoot in the dark, it would be like, we don't know where we would get, and we might lose time, because one of the issues with the international students is that we are always on a timeline.
Mhm.
If it doesn't happen, it won't. If you don't work, it won't happen, and then the time will run off. So that's why I was, quick to decide that yeah, I need guidance, because I didn't have any. And I had a target that I wanted to get a job before my PSW starts, so that I have full 2 years 2 years left on it, and I can work freely. So just get on head in all the resources available, find out what talent and what skills are required for where you want to work, and just grow towards that.
And I think what worked for you to get those two offers before your graduate visa is that I think you are someone who is a go-getter. So if I
Yeah,
told you that whether you must do something, so you always ensured that you did that as a minimum and you went above and beyond.
yeah,
So if someone wants a job search, they have to be really in the game. You cannot be
yeah,
passively searching job. You have to
yeah,
actively do it. And I can see it in you. Within 2 months you got two offers now, which is amazing. And
yeah,
I'm sure if you would have applied to more jobs, we would have had more interviews lined up and there could
yeah,
be many more offers. But
yeah,
we we don't know what the future holds, but I'm sure you'll do well wherever you'll
yeah.
join. And
And
all the best.
I would just also add just one more thing to this. Even the interviews teach you a lot.
Yeah.
All the interviews that I've given have actually taught me a lot, and they have indirectly helped me to upskill myself in terms of communication, verbal or knowledge or anything. So that is also a plus point for the interview journey. If anyone's getting rejections, you're always learning something from it.
Absolutely. And that's what I tell people that every rejection is telling you something. It's up to you
Yeah,
whether you are looking at it or not, but it's
yeah,
in front of you. It is telling you that you're not maybe good at screening round, you're not good at
yeah,
technical round, you're not good at final behavioral rounds. So
yeah,
take that as a feedback and just work it with a positive spirit, I would say.
yeah,
Don't get dejected.
yeah,
And I see that you have approached your job search with a lot of positivity and enthusiasm to become a better person and become someone
yeah,
who they would really love to work with and
yeah,
can work with easily, I would say. So
yeah.
all the best, Vidur, and
Thank you so
thank you
much.
so much for the feedback. And to everyone watching this, we've done this before and now Vidur is another proof, and you can reach out to him through his LinkedIn profile in the description if you have any doubts around marketing,
Yeah,
growth marketing, working in an agency versus working in a client. And
yeah.
see you in the next podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.